I've got a dust problem. I'm a root cause kind of a guy, and I think the problem I've got with dust comes from three major problems. Now, root cause number one, I believe, is my shop vac, and the problems I have with the shop vac is that it's sort of out of the way. It's a pain in the ass to turn on. It's not easy to change, and it fills up quickly and clogs up. Root cause number two, I believe, is that this space is still predominantly a garage, and it's never really been adapted as such to become a workshop. I've just sort of over time put more things into this space without really taking any care and consideration for the way that this space works. And I think the third reason is that although a shop vac is a good start, it's got nothing on a proper dust collection system. And for what I can work out from trying to read up on it, is that a shop vac is a high pressure, low volume system, and realistically what I need to solve all of my dust collection woes would be a low pressure, high volume system. So now that I've identified what my three problems are, I've got a bit of an idea of what I need to do to get to that stage. Now, starting from, you know, the third root cause, a proper dust collection system, although I will get to that stage at some point, time and money aren't really on my side at the moment to try and get that up and running. The root cause number two, with the my space not being set up, I think I need to put some real time into that, and more than anything I need to sort of put a line in the sand between what's mine in this garage for making things and what's the rest of the family's access needs to be as well. Before I deal with either of those two things, I want to do the easy one, which is to put the cyclone onto the shop vac to separate the dust chips, make it easy to empty, which will make me more inclined to switch it on in the first place. And number two, now I had looked at a few different shop vacs that come with a power takeoff already installed. However, the wattage drawn from my saw far supersedes what most of those sort of accessible price ones can do. And then when you get to the far end of the scale with your Festools and whatnot, the amount of money spent in that, I could have a proper system put in here to service all of the power tools. Now, I don't really want to go down the route of hauling around a cart. I just want to get it set up so at least between the drop saw and the table saw I can move it between the two, because so far all I've really done is tried to position the tools close to the door where I can blow it all away afterwards, which has left its own little dirty surprise by the front of my garage where I've been cutting all this hardwood up for my deck. I know you're watching that and you're thinking it's been finished with about as much finesse as a council pothole job. However, it's a $4 lid. If it ends up being a bit leaky, I'll biff it, I'll start again. It's not worth getting bogged down with now. I want to test the theory tonight so I can carry on with it tomorrow. From over there, I'd say I've done a good job, mate. Now let's hook up some hoses and test this sucker. So what I've got is this 50mm, we call it Nova coil. I use this in the gas industry for sleeving around underground pipe work inside boundary, when there's a potential the ground quality. Anyway, I've got this from work. It's ribbed. It's probably not the best for the job, but I'm going to give it a go because ultimately it's cheap and in my possession right now. Have it not work, I'll try something else. Took the adapter from the shop vac, ripped off what was the hose, pop that adapter onto there, and then that goes into the cyclone. And then on the other side I've got this bad boy here, and then this with a hose clamp. Here it is. See it through, so I'm going to hook it all up and I'll give it a quick test run. It's getting a bit late now, so I don't know if I'm taking the mickey. However, it's the holidays. Who could complain? Who are you? No one will complain. So we're now day 2-ish. Actually, who knows what day it is? We're now the next day since you last saw me working on this. So in that time, I tested yellow, and it's too rigid. Basically, as soon as I tried putting it all together again, she just popped out all over the place. So I've used this as a bit of a spacer. I took apart another vacuum and took the only useful part of it I could think of, which is the hose. Jimmied up a bit of a marry all. This isn't going to be a perfect system. Problem I'm facing with this today, and I don't know how long it'll take me to publish this video, but it's Easter weekend, and in New Zealand basically Friday all shops closed, it's Saturday today, Sunday all shops closed, and when it comes to anything like woodworking or making in New Zealand, you can guarantee, apart from your big box sort of stores, as they'd call it in America, all of your specialist stores will be closed. So there you go. Taking that adapter. This is super rigid, but that'll just get it to there for now. This isn't going to stay there long term. Don't be silly. This is just testing the theory for now. In we go into there, and out we go into there. It's got too long a sweep on it. I reckon that's just going to do me tits in. But for the purpose of just getting through the weekend, I'll just move the saw back, eh? There you go, overcoming problems just day by day. So the question is now, has all of the dust ended up in here or in the vac? So I'll take the lid off that. I've no doubt in my mind that these are going to come apart the moment I fettle with it because it's so rigid. So let's have a... So you can see that. Tiny amount, it's made it through. Filter's got a bit going on, but I'm happy with that. So in conclusion, I've started off the process of what's going to be. So if I still keep going with what I've described as a 3-prong attack, in many respects, that's a good start. So part 2 will have fitting out this garage. So there'll be a full bench for the drop saw. there'll be a partition bench along this side here, and then there'll be a proper bench for the table saw on casters, which will have its own dedicated dust extraction within that, so that the two sort of main dust creators have their own collection system built in. Thank you.